Hey everyone, how is everyone doing? This is Dr. Bagley here. Today I want to talk a little bit about a topic or more of a saying that a friend of mine texted to me this morning, and I wanted to help her as well as others who might have this pressing question. What does the future hold? More specifically, what does the future hold for yourself? Um, and I found this question um, to be incomplete because if I was to say to you, well, it's whatever you make it, right? If somebody can say that, okay, well, I want to take it way beyond that. I want to take it to the idea of if you have this question, what does the future hold for yourself? Um, Let me define it a lot more. Okay, first thing I want you to do in this question, the very first thing I want you to do is I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna switch this around. First thing I want you to do is get a vision board. Okay, this is my vision board. So just to define it, if I was to live in the woods, this is kind of what my house would what it looks like. If I was to live by the ocean, then that would be. And of course, I'm always looking for a love, and I like to travel. I'm in the stock market right now, real estate, and those are my little babies right there. Okay, so the first thing everyone needs to do if you have a question, what does the future hold? You need goals. So my recommendation is go find you some goals. Okay. Once you've done that, here we go. Once you've done that, then there's a process. Let's go scripture right quick. The process is this: you have to examine of what do you have right here, right now. So what has been given to you? And I want to use scripture. So let me reverse this and let's go to scriptures right quick. Boom. Hey, Emmanuel, what's up, brother? All right. So here's the scriptures. The next thing I want you to do is examine what has been given to you right here, right now. Matthew 25:14-30 talks about the 5 talents. That's money, 2 talent, 1 talent. But it also applies to your heart. What do you have right now? And your family. What do you have? What is the resources that you have right now? Okay. So if everyone got that, this is the question. What does it hold? Here is the scenario. This is what I'm going to explain. The now, you have to examine self and the truth and do not blame. We got to go down a path, weak-minded versus strong-minded, non-suffering versus suffering, the goals, and then re-examine yourself plus the truth and do not blame as of right now. So I'm going to talk about this in a second, and then we'll talk about this, and I'll bring you back when it comes to that. Okay, so the question at hand. What does the future hold for me? The answer: get some goals. Find out a goal. Print stuff out, put it on your refrigerator, put it in your office. As you see, mine is in my office. I have some somewhere else. Also, you have to understand that when you start from one process and you're going towards your goals, there is a position, and we talked about it before, that you have to go through the dirt. You have to go through suffering, the darkness. Go because you're taking from an unknown position now to a position that I want. This is what I want. In between, there's some chaos and there's some pain because you're transforming from one person to another person. The weak-minded will, once they hit a little problem, a little suffering, they'll stop and they'll go back to their routine. A strong-minded person will go through the suffering. Okay, so let me give you some ideas on suffering because it's not as easy as me saying to you, you're going to go through some suffering and it's like dirt and so on and so forth. Okay, if you follow me for a while, you probably know that I was homeless. You probably also know that I had a 23-year-old son who actually died in my arms, looked in my eyes, took his last breath, 23 days old. You probably also know that I went through the Special Forces selection period, and that was an ass kicker by itself. Um, but if you take all of that and then you say, I now want to be an entrepreneur, you take all of that and put it in front of me, and then you ask yourself, can I be an entrepreneur? I would say you have to then apply yourself to suicide. There was a time in my life that I wanted to commit suicide. That right there is the mindset, not the physical component, but the mind component of suffering. When you go through from point A to point B, you have to, in your mind, you have to understand the suffering that you're going to go through is to a point where you would have never thought that you can handle it. And it's not until after you go through it, then you realize you can handle it. Like in Special Forces, when we went out to missions and when we did our things and we had parties and we had our family gatherings, we did not talk about what we did in selection. We just talked about whatever was there, because selection, as hard as it was extremely hard. Suicide. I don't talk about suicide a lot because it's not necessarily an issue. I went through it, but that was just me having to go through it and my son dying in my arms. I don't talk about that a lot, but it's just an event that happens. What am I doing is right here, right now, I'm evaluating myself and the truth of who I am, and I'm trying to grow from that period. Every day is a growth to the next period. So in Matthew 25, it talks about you having everything you need. The good Lord gives you 5 talents. Some has 2 talents. Some has 1 talent. 5 talent, the talent part is the currency. So you have the currency. But now let's say you have a loved one, and you and the loved one just didn't make it and didn't work. Or now you say, hey, my family is on my dang nerves, but you have family and you have friends. You have what is, as of right now, you have everything you need if you have a goal. You have everything you need right here, right now, if you have a goal and you're willing to take your pride, push it aside, take your ego, push it aside, and come to the reality. And this is where I say self plus truth. Come to the realization that I need what I want. And therefore, because my goal is my goal, I'm not worried about if someone hates me. I'm not worried about if someone likes me. I'm not worried about anyone else. My objective in my life is to get to my goal. And that can be in a financial, it can be in a relationship, it can be in family, it can be in numerous places. Everyone will have an opinion about you, but what you have to do is put everyone aside and realize it is you who is looking in the mirror called self, and it's you who have to come to self and say, this is my strength, this is my weakness. This is you who have to say, I got to go through my own suffering. And then eventually, with time, you'll receive your goal. Okay, so let's go back to the board for real second. Hey, man, how you doing? Okay, boom. All right, so Matthew 25, everyone has talents, currency. All right, it applies to the loved one's family. We talked about that, right? So it's now. Now you have to look at self. You have to understand the truth. What is the truth? I'm strong and I'm weak. And you cannot blame. You do not blame. And in time, you have to understand, if I can't go through a suffering, that is just me being weak-minded. If I'm going through a suffering, be strong in it and just continuously go. And then you'll reach your goal. And then you'll have self. And then the truth, do not blame. You have it. And this is the key. Let me reverse this for a second. This is the key in all things that we do. We cannot, listen, I cannot blame anyone. All I can do is look at myself and say, It is me. The problem is me, is why I have it or don't have it. It is me that I'm going through today's time and I'm tired or not tired, and I'm going through and doing everything I can to get to my vision, my goal. Okay. It is me. Okay. So let's reverse this and I want to show you the board again. So today, every day I wake up and I say now. The blue line is your drive to what? Your goals. Okay. Every day I realize there's some love and pain. Every day there's going to be some haters and helpers. And every day I need to figure out, this is me going through that time. I'm going after the love, and that it may or may not turn to pain. I'm listening to the haters or listening to the helpers. That's me going to this. Am I going to get to the goal? Yeah. Okay. But the goal, once you hit your goal, is still a now. And the now is continuous until death. That is the key. You do not stop the now to another now to death. So to answer the question, what does the future hold? It's whatever you want it. Okay? Let me close this out real quick. All right, so the key. I want you to realize everyone has a talent, meaning everyone has a desire, a unction, if you will, to want to do something to achieve. It could be in the financial, the education. It can be even in a love position. Sometimes people make mistakes. That's love and pain. Sometimes you have haters and helpers. That can be family. That can be friends. I can't tell you how many friends I had to let go because they're haters, and make new friends who became helpers. I can't tell you how many loves that I had to let go because of the pain, because they're not trying to help me achieve what I need in life, right? But who is the blame? Are they the blame? No, people make mistakes. People come, people go. Is the haters? No, listen, if you're not hating on me, I'm okay. If you're hating on me, I'm still okay. Because why? I have a goal. And this is the mentality. Some people call me cold-hearted, but it's not that I don't care. It's I care more about what I'm trying to achieve in life than I care about someone's opinion about how they feel about me right now. Because if you examine me now, when I was 20 years ago, you wouldn't have liked me. I had to grow up, right? I had to grow up. And there were those who were my friends then, and then there were those haters then. But now, as I grown up, I realize that there are haters and there are helpers. I realize there is those I can love and those who cause me pain. And you got to understand, that's called life, right? The life cycle. The key is right here, right now, are you going after a goal, or are you just sitting and waking up, going to work, working at a job, getting paid, check by check, maybe going on a vacation every now and then, love what you do, but don't make enough money, and so on and so forth. If there's a guy or a girl out there that, hey, you really liked, become loved, and they just messed up, go back and ask, did they grow up? Did they learn from their lessons? See if it can work again. If it's not, go out and try again and again and again. I said it last time. I'd rather have 100 no's for one yes, and that one yes turn out to be the next 20 years of love and pain. Because I know there's always going to be pain within love. All right. So to me, the question is, what does the future hold? The future holds whatever you want. But if you don't want nothing, that's one thing. You go find something that you want. Number two, go after the loved one that you want. Go after the family relationship that you want. Go after your heart. Go after everything you want. Understand, though, in your mind, you're going to suffer. You're going to have to learn through new stresses, traumas, and so on and so forth. You're going to have to be strong and go through the suffering and then understand the weak time of non-struggling. Those are the times you actually grow. Learn from our mistakes and keep growing. Keep chasing your dream. And that is the key. That is the key of living. I may die and never receive or get my vision board. And that's okay. Because every day that I wake up, what does the future hold for me? It is me going towards those goals. I want to love someone. And if I don't have anyone to love for the rest of my life, I'm okay. Why? Because I'm not stopping to try to find the right thing, the right person, the right one. I know what I want. I'm going after it. You should too. All right? So let not this question enter into your mind again. What does the future hold? Don't worry about that. It holds whatever you want. Emmanuel, I appreciate all the hearts, and brother, you need to open up a restaurant. Stop playing around. Anyway, talk to you guys later. This is all I have for right now. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. I'm here for you guys. And if not, have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. And I'll talk to you guys soon. All right. Bye-bye.